Hey guys, how's it going? It's great to hang out with you. We are going to be talking about YouTube's big announcement that they made yesterday about YouTube TV. And I want to hear from you guys in the comments if you've heard of it already before, what your thoughts are about it. There's a couple polls and stuff. But first of all, we and the interactive cards. But before we jump into all that, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. This is Mr. Roberto Blake. And we're going to talk about this here together. There's a link to his channel down in the description below in case you're not familiar with his channel. But Roberto, tell us about it just real quick.
Hey everybody, so I'm Roberto. Thanks for the great intro, Tim. I have a channel for creatives, whether you're a creative professional, creative student, creative entrepreneur. You want to create awesome things, share them with the world, whether it's on YouTube or with digital art, traditional art. I've got some advice to help you out. So you can check that out at youtube.com/RobertoBlake2, just like the number 2.
Yep, link to it below. It's also an interactive card on this video. You guys can check them out. It's great to see all of you guys. Bucko Comedy, Giorgio Webb, Power Cert Animated Videos, Unhappily a Housewife. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the channel name. Jazzy Puppet, good to see you again. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun talking about this. So what we're going to do here is, how many of you guys, tell me in the chat if you're already familiar with this announcement. Like you've heard this announcement, you read about it maybe yesterday. Yes, I see some of you guys, he's talking about Daryl did a video about it on his channel, just real briefly. Some of you guys have. Hey, Curtis. Hey, Wood Frontier. Oh, he's talking to Roberto. Sorry, but hi. Some people have, some people haven't, it looks like. So Roberto, let's just kind of talk about a little bit about what is YouTube TV. Just kind of give us an overview of it, and we'll dig down into whether or not this is going to be good for us as creators, whether or not this is going to be bad, if this is going to just create more and more competition, or what. But first of all, what is it?
So YouTube TV is a service that's going to be separate from YouTube Red. I think that's one of the first important things to clear up. And it's going to work very much like a television package that you would get from Slingbox or something like that. People who are using services like that will be a little bit more familiar with this, but it's essentially going to be a skinny bundle of about maybe 40 channels. You'll pay $35 a month, and you can kind of go to an a la carte system, pick and choose some of the things, and you'll get most of your major television networks, and you'll be able to watch those the same way you would. You're going to get 6 login accounts for devices, so that means you can watch on your smartphone, you can watch on your desktop, your laptop, and then 3 other devices on top of that. So this is going to be, in my opinion, a very cool thing for people who want to become cord cutters. It's a little different than Netflix because you'll be able to watch these shows in real time when they're airing. If you're someone like me and you like watching Arrow and The Flash, they're like my vices in terms of watching TV. It's like the only thing on regular television I watch anymore. Then, maybe this is cool for you if you only have like a few shows and you don't want to have to watch them the next day on the website or wait for a whole season on Netflix, and you want to save a little bit of money and cut the cord. This is probably going to be good for you.
Yeah. So YouTube's trying to reach, well, they're always just trying to make more money. And thank you, Love Bugs, for the £2. I really appreciate that. And Diet Cola for the win. Thank you for $15. Thank you. Yes.
I need to activate Super Chat.
Yeah, the community here is awesome. You guys, I love how well you support me and what we're doing. Thanks for the support. And Roberto, still growing my channel. Thank you. You're welcome, Diet Cola FTW. Great to have you. And thank you so much for the $15. Yeah, so it's
Tim, let me interrupt you just to plug you guys. Guys, let's set an interesting goal. I would love to see. No, what I would love to see is if we could actually get Tim $300 total during this live stream. That would be amazing. So if you've got $2, and you don't want to blow it on vending machines today or Coca-Cola, let's go ahead and get that over to Tim.
Oh, well, thank you, Roberto, and thank you, guys. I was talking with someone about the Super Chat. I want to talk about the YouTube TV thing, but you guys know as creators, if let's say your RPM for your channel is about $1 per 1,000 views, right? So when someone gives you like $1, like Brett Atwood, $5, thank you so much. That's essentially 5,000. That's the equivalent of the amount of money it would take like for 5,000 views, like on a video, if you're making $1 per thousand, right? Now maybe not, because YouTube's going to take 30%, and you know I get 70, so maybe it's a little that, but you get the idea of just how powerful. Roberto's got money sitting around. Look at that. My gosh, I need to go to his house more often. Oh wait, I got 6 kids. That's the problem. Yeah. So thank you guys for your support. It really does mean a lot, and I really do appreciate it. You guys are so awesome. But YouTube TV. So yeah, you're gonna be able to watch television live on YouTube. So here's a bunch of the channels they have. They've got lined up already. That are on board: ABC, NBC, Fox, CSN, USA, Disney, ESPN 2 and 3, and also the normal one, I suppose. Fox News. There's just like a lot of them, and then there will have some a la carte channels you can add on only if you want to, which is great. I think Apple tried to do this a few years ago when with the Apple TV, when they're like, you know what, we need to split up all these networks and just let people pay for the channels they want rather than just buying the ones, rather than having to pay for like 130 channels.
Google tried this a few years ago with Google TV.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Recall. Yes, but I think what they realize is that the Google brand works for casual things and for technology, and that they have to niche down to get specific for certain things. The brand equity of YouTube when it comes to video, and the narrative that YouTube is competing with TV, slightly sore subject to bring up, but the Wall Street Journal, different journalists than the ones who brought up PewDiePie, different people, so context, brought up that YouTube now, numbers-wise, is definitely surpassing television in terms of daily viewership. The numbers were staggering. The numbers in the billions were staggering.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something we really should take seriously with this YouTube TV transition, because the brand equity of how we consume content and being a mobile first, and that's the other thing, YouTube TV is going to be a mobile first application. So it's going to prioritize a mobile viewing experience. And in terms of being able to watch your favorite shows and watch a sports thing on your phone when you're out in the street in the real world, and to be able to live DVR it so that you just go back, that's going to be game changing, because right now, none of the other network providers, your Dish Network, your DirecTV, your Time Warner, they're not really creating that experience, and they're not mobile first companies. Yeah. So I think this is a big deal. And I think that the numbers that, the Wall Street Journal and other publications are throwing out here in terms of YouTube's reach and viewership, just amazing.
Yeah. You guys, you're blowing me away at the super chats. Seriously. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through all the super chats at the end rather than keep, because Roberto, Blake, and I want to talk about this. But thank you so much. So let's talk about this a little bit, and I'm going to take a commercial break, so to speak, and go through all the super chats with you guys. So thank you so much.
And we're up to over about $50 so far by my count on the super chat.
What? I'm not even counting. Wow.
I am.
I'm going to break a record here. So it's going to be all these TV channels streamed live, unlimited DVR storage with fast forward, rewind, pause, which some DVR services don't get you with this in the cloud. You're going to have 9 months to watch any content that you record, which is very liberal. I think what was the other one I read? The maximum was like 30 days or something like that, or 20 days.
30 days, some 14.
Yeah. 9 months, unlimited in the cloud storage, so you can just get on your phone, tablet, computer, television, whatever, and it's just all immediately accessible right there. It will work on mobile, desktop, smart TVs, and Chromecast. It will be also a separate standalone app, so it'll be like the YouTube TV app, kind of like they have the YouTube Gaming app, the YouTube Kids app. Now you have a YouTube TV app. And like Roberto said, it is separate from YouTube Red. Now, it will cost you, $35 a month. It'll include, the basic package will include 40 television channels, including all 4 major U.S. broadcast networks. And then you can pay extra if you want to add on additional fee. Now, the thing that I think is important for us to realize, guys, is that means since it's streaming television on YouTube, all the ads will still be on there. YouTube said that they will sometimes be putting their own ads, selling their own ads for YouTube TV, but the networks will also have their own contracts and agreements with different advertisers, so that will be in that content as well. So just because you're paying for YouTube TV doesn't mean that you'll eliminate ads, and just because you're paying for YouTube TV and YouTube Red does not mean you're going to eliminate ads from YouTube TV. Now, you still, if you have YouTube Red like I do, I love it. It's totally worth the $10. I use Google Play Music like more than I ever thought I would. So that like alone has turned out to be worth it. But
I download the YouTube videos to watch when I'm on the plane when I travel.
Right.
So yeah,
and you can totally and then you can still give like the proper views and monetization and everything to the original uploader that way. So.
The DVR somewhere we don't necessarily have Wi-Fi. If we have something saved in our DVR queue, I assume that we might have a way to get to it offline.
That would be a great question. I don't know the answer to that one. So 6 accounts, yes, like Roberto said. So you can share it with friends, or I got 6 kids. I guess they could each have their own account, but we don't do that kind of thing with television. We don't have cable, so if we do this, like get something like TV oriented, this would be what we would do. So now let's talk about the finance side of this. Is that YouTube is probably not going to be making any money off of this. It's their primary goal here looks like it's just to turn its billion-plus user base into paying subscribers, and it looks like they're going to break even on the television licensing fees and everything, but they're going to be making their money on like the revenue stream that's going to come as people watch additional content on YouTube and things like that. So
I think we're going to make more money on this than
think so. How so?
Yeah. Well, what you guys need to take into context with me is before I got into the YouTube stuff, I was in marketing and I was in advertising. So I've done media buying before, and I was Google AdWords certified. If with YouTube leveraging this, they're going to start siphoning the traditional ad dollars and ad buys and move over, reallocate some budget that would go to traditional television in terms of broadcast on the TV networks themselves. With the partnership with this, it means that the TV networks are moving some of those ad dollars into the Google ecosystem, which they already had budgets for, by the way. Mm-hmm. So they're just actually possibly doubling down because now they have more distribution opportunities instead of just with us as YouTubers. They have it overall within YouTube's ad network, which means if they do a larger volume media buy, that means there's more money in the pool, which means that some of you know that you're only getting 40% of your views monetized. Some of you have showed me that you're only getting 30% of your views monetized. If there are more ads being bought, there's more ad revenue to go around to all creators. So instead of you getting 30% ads on your per views, you would start getting maybe 40 or 50 or possibly 60 because there's just more advertising being bought. It also means that when we hit the January slump, because for some people, because there's more ad buying going on, maybe you aren't as negatively impacted at the beginning of the year or quarter to quarter just because there's more ad spend in the pool. So that's where I think we all start to see a little bit more money.
That'd be interesting.
I should talk about that more. I never talk about because I actually am one of the few people that I think came from that side first, from buying ads first. So I don't think people know how the people who are writing their checks think.
Yeah. For those of you guys who are joining this, Motors, who's your guest? I checked the description and don't see his name or link. It should be there, or there's an interactive card. You can click on and go to his channel too. His name's Roberto Blake, and he's got a cool channel that I know a lot of you guys would. If you like video creators, you're going to like his channel. So you can go check it out.
More super chat money for Tim.
Yeah, it's still coming in.
Oh, yeah, you're raking it in. We're over $100 in the super chat now.
Wow. We're going to go back and do a super chat break here in just a minute here. So thank you guys so much. And I see you guys, you're commenting saying, I think it's going to be awesome. Other people are like, this is going to destroy YouTube, things like that. So I'll be interesting to hear Roberta's Blake, and I have some opinions about the impact this might have for us as creators as well. Race Grooves. Mark, thank you. I'm a day one YouTube Red subscriber. YouTube television is further making YouTube a video destination hub. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
I think YouTube dominating traditional television in the culture is what this is partly about. And I think that's only better for creators. It elevates the status of creators. Do you have? I think you have some opinions about that, Tim.
Oh yeah, I've got lots of opinions about everything. That's what you need if you're going to make a career on YouTube. So this is going to go head to head. Oh, well, actually, let's talk about when it's launching. They didn't give us an exact date. They just said it's coming across the U.S. in the coming months.
Yeah, they said like spring, so that means theoretically before VidCon.
Yeah, and it's select markets. So there's a lot of licensing issues and it gets really complicated and certain reasons why they can't release it everywhere, especially when it comes to sports. And I want to talk about sports in a second. I know, like, I'm not a sports fan, really. I don't got time for that. But I know a lot of you guys are. And
I don't have the emotional bandwidth. The Super Bowl soul crushing enough for me because every year, whatever team I pick loses. And I had to deal this year with both. I went to Barclay Center and my New York Nets lost to Toronto. And then in the same day, my Falcons gave the game away. So I don't have the emotional capacity to be a sports fan anymore.
Yeah. We gotta talk about the sports thing in a second because that's going to be a big pull for a lot of people. So they're going to open up in just select markets in the U.S. first of all, where they do have some licensing agreements worked out, and then they'll go broader after that. And it'll be going head to head with like Sling TV, PlayStation View, DirecTV Now, even Hulu, which ironically Hulu is a response to all the television copyrighted material that was popping up on YouTube in the first place. And so then Hulu started, and then Hulu's been struggling for a long time, and now television's coming back to YouTube, all full circle again, So isn't that lovely? So if you guys want to get notified when it's available in your area, there's a link in the description of this video, or if you're listening to the audio version of this as a podcast. If you guys don't know, here on the stream, I have a podcast too. Just search iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher for video creators. You'll find it every Tuesday. And
Diet Cola for the win just dropped $35 in the
$35 again? Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, $35. You've helped me to make that at least. YouTube TV will also show channels around the show that has related videos, right? Yeah, I want to talk to that about how it impacts us as creators. Roberto has a podcast also. What do they search for to find it?
You can find that at createsomethingawesometoday.com. It is the Create Something Awesome Today podcast in SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and pretty much everywhere else.
Cool. Yeah, so if you guys want to sign up to get notified from YouTube when YouTube TV is available in your area, link in the show notes. If you're listening to the podcast, it's there. Description if you're watching the live stream, or just go to tv.youtube.com, and that should take you to it as well. Let's talk about sports, and then we're going to get into this. Now, before we jump into that, there's an interactive poll on this live stream for you guys, asking you your opinion whether or not you think this is going to be good for creators or bad for creators. And I want you guys to go ahead, click on that eye in the sky, that little interactive card, and vote. And I want to see what the results are here when we get to that, when we start talking about that. So let's talk about sports. So NFL, they've said, will be available on desktop, which is cool. So if you want to watch it on your computer live or DVR and watch on your computer later, that will be available. It's just not going to be available on mobile. They say Verizon has an exclusive contract on that for now. And so the whole sports thing, $25. Jeez, I got to come.
Geekdom 101, $25.
Oh my gosh. And all those $2 ones. Thank you guys so much. We're going to, man. Okay. Focus. So they're going to get all that worked out. All the sports contracts are very complicated right now. If you guys are listening to the audio of this later, Roberto's just throwing dollar bills at me. I wish that could come through my screen. That'd be awesome.
It looks like it already
They
is.
literally are, though. Thank you guys so much. So they're due to licensing with local affiliates and things. It might take them a while to get it worked out, but everything starts somewhere, and then they grow and they improve. Remember when AT&T had an exclusive on the iPhone? Yeah. Remember those days? I wanted the iPhone, but I was not leaving my beloved Verizon to go over to AT&T. So
I wasn't leaving T-Mobile behind. That wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, so I just waited, and eventually those exclusive contracts expire and things grow. So. All right, let me look at your poll here and see where you guys are at with the voting. iPhone. So it looks those
like
days. I wanted the iPhone, but I was 65% of you say yes, that you think YouTube television will be good for us. 23% of you say you're unsure, and 10% of you say no. So you
YouTubers
guys
are very optimistic.
Yeah, which is great. I was actually kind of thinking it'd be the other way around. So you guys can continue to vote. I'll revisit that, see if that changes as Roberto and I talk about this. But what do you think, Roberto? Does this mean more competition for us as creators, or is this going to be potential for more growth? Is this going to hurt or help us? Is this the beginning of the end for homegrown, organic content on YouTube? Is this like beginning of like a Netflix style thing? What do you think is going on here?
It's a 70-30. It's a 70-30 because you have to take into consideration a couple of things. The quality of video you can make on these by just plugging in a Rode video mic me, hashtag not sponsored, and an Archon selfie light. Again, hashtag not sponsored, but possibly sponsored in the near future.
Hopefully,
yeah. Aaron's great, but like all the folks at Archon are fantastic. Archon, are you listening? But no. But what you could do with that, and what we've seen with live streaming with that technology that was only in the hands of the 0.0001% just a few years ago, Tim, we're seeing that the quality to compete with where television was in HD just a few short years ago is now in the hands of the consumer. You now can do 4K video very well on like a Panasonic for like $600. So I think from a qualitative standpoint, the competition is not going to be anything fierce in terms of the production values, the editing, all that stuff. It's becoming more affordable and more accessible than ever. It's never, in my opinion, been a better time to be a YouTuber. I know a lot of people are concerned and they're struggling. That's where you and I come in to help. But I think what this does is it legitimizes what it means to be a YouTuber.
That's
right
true,
now, right now, a lot of people don't understand that some of the stuff that's happening in the media, even with, and we won't go into it, but even with the PewDiePie situation, it means that it's actually in some ways a good thing for him because it means that his status is the same as any red carpet celebrity that's had the media take shots at them. So it actually legitimizes him as dealing with the exact same struggle that someone who is traditionally famous is dealing with. And he actually has more reach than a lot of B-list celebrities and people who are red carpet people right now.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Neistat has now been on the red carpet multiple times, and he just did this huge Samsung commercial. This is on regular TV now. People are seeing YouTubers more and more on regular TV. People like Ray William Johnson. There's this crossover. Bringing television itself to YouTube, because YouTube is now the superior distribution platform, is a signal to brands. It's a signal to regular consumers who don't take YouTube and YouTube creators seriously because we're sitting here in our houses making content. Now, when people who are sitting there in these houses are making content and it's all in people's living rooms, when people who were obscure just 5 years ago, regular people didn't know who Casey Neistat was. 5 years ago, people didn't know who Felix was, or even you and I. This is becoming very real. So that's where my optimism comes from, is it's a status elevator that when YouTube and television, the line blurs and eliminates between them. When you see people you don't have to be Freddie Wong. You don't have to be Freddie Wong. And iJustine started out very modestly if you look at it. So I think it's great.
Yeah,
I just think it's great.
There's a lot of I guess the word prestige around Hollywood television content, But when you look at the actual reach and numbers and eyeballs that are watching this stuff, like, what was it? The World Series got I forget the exact number. It was 9 million viewers or something like that. I have many friends who do far more than that, for their shows on YouTube, which... they're doing not only that for video, some of these, but some of these are I personally, I don't know if I should say, I guess it doesn't matter. Across all the channels I have on YouTube, doing around 7 million views a month. So that right there is just me, a little guy, just kind of already kind of competing. And with some of those, so we actually look at the reach,
and look at the cost. And look at the cost. A CW show like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend has literally hundreds of people on crew, dozens of people that actually are the performers in the show. It has per episode millions of dollars of budget against it, and it only reaches 1.9 million. I say only. It only reaches 1.9 million people per episode. Look at something with the high production values of Teen Wolf. It's only reaching about 2.3 million per episode on MTV. And when they crank out a season of these things, that's 10, 20 episodes to get what? Less than 25 million views cumulatively.
Yeah.
We have friends in the YouTube space that do that per week with almost zero cost against it. We have people in here like to get 25 million views. I think someone in here, I think Geekdom 101 in here gets close to that per month, doing his content with almost zero cost against it production wise.
Do you
think about that?
Do you think that this is kind of YouTube starting to become more and more now like Netflix, because they already have YouTube Red, and which is a paid for service where you get access to original content plus a lot of other perks like the music library and the removing ads and Google Music Play and like a lot of things like that. Like you mentioned, ability to download videos and watch them offline later, things like that. Is this going to turn YouTube more into Netflix type of thing eventually?
I have YouTube Red. I have Netflix. I have Amazon Prime because of shipping, which I'm sure you do too at this point. And I considered getting Hulu, but I was like, nah, I have enough stuff without it. Yeah. And I will get this. And I will get this. And there are reasons why. I do not think that the average YouTube consumer will buy into this, which is what they might be thinking when they say convert our 1 million user base.
Right,
I think the person who's been on the fence about cutting cable will get this and use it with their Netflix as well to get the things that Netflix doesn't offer, i.e. the real time, the cloud DVR, all of those things, and the sports fans, because the sports fans out there, and they're a huge market by itself, don't have a lot of options. So between this and what they get from their phone provider, because I think the thing that everyone's missing is the mobile first component of this. I get unlimited video live streaming through T-Mobile. Several more carriers are doing that because of the way that we consume. And you know that 30% on average of YouTube views on a typical channel, 35% on average, are mobile views. So I think if you account for that, Tim, that YouTube is both, yes, trying to do a little bit of what Netflix is doing, but it's a different ecosystem. And I think that they're going with what I think is the natural evolution of how we consume content.
Yep. You guys are looking at a screenshot right now on the live stream. This is what the mobile app will look like, the YouTube TV app. And so you can kind of see your shows, library, home at the top. You'll be able to see what's live streaming. Of course, the Google Chromecast icon at the top to use Chromecast to go to your TV, discover new stuff, see what's live, different channels, stations at that point too. The word channels is going to get more and more confusing, I think.
It's not for me because I thought of it like television from the beginning. Strategically, what I think YouTubers should do, especially now that we have YouTube TV, is they should be thinking about their channels legitimately in the same way you think of a television channel. They should use I've been saying reverse engineer TV strategy. You know, I've been saying that for years, Tim. Like make a show, build out a format for your content, even if it's not a show, even consider once you get past 100,000 subscribers, I think it's time to consider maybe running not ads for your channel, but ads for your personal brand in YouTube and throw a little bit of money there. Yeah. And I think that's what YouTube's even doing here. I think that this is partly another way to break into the regular TV viewership, bring them over even to YouTube Red and make them care about YouTubers and some of their using the biggest YouTubers as a gateway. I think people are afraid of how do I compete with big YouTubers and how do I compete with television now? But if you think about it, television becoming a gateway to YouTube as a whole and big YouTubers funnel down a little bit when you think about it, because if they are the headliner, if they attract, it's like how there might be a headliner that is the major actor or actress in a movie, right? But if the movie's successful and someone has a really great on-screen performance that we've never heard of, it starts to build their equity too. Right.
Yeah, we got some good comments here coming in from people. Let's see here. Jazzy Puppet. I think it's a response to the TV channels that have been making YouTube channels. They are invading us anyway. Let's give them a space. Wood Frontier says, I think this will make people more comfortable spending money on YouTube, therefore increasing super chat and paid videos. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, so some good ideas there. I think this is going to benefit one particular group of creators in an amazing way, and it's going to like blow their channels up in really crazy good ways. And if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel or you're kind of bored of your own, I'm going to tell you the type of channel you need to create in order to really leverage this and take advantage of this.
But before Tim gives away that secret, if you have not donated to the super chat, just throw $2 his way, guys.
I was just going to do the super chat commercial break here because I want to come back to that. And then I also want to talk about are we going to need better production skills and have bigger budgets in order to compete with this on TV? But now that TV's coming here, so let's do a commercial break. We'll come back to those two questions. Talk about if it's going to be harder to compete, if you're going to need bigger budgets, and what was the other thing I said we're going to talk about? What type of channel you're going to need to do in order to really leverage this. And
yep.
So let's go back to here. Where did I leave off? Chassel's Game, $2, says, great topic. Thanks for the great work. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, David. $2. Otto Kate, you guys rock. Thank you, Otto. GFX Farm, no comment, but thank you so much for your contribution. Jazzy Puppet, no Starbucks for me today, but I love you both. Thanks for being so helpful. $5. Thank you, Jazzy. If that is your Starbucks $5, then I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Dark Mirror Gaming. Thanks for all the tips and advice. Almost at 4,000. Thanks in no small part to your expert advice. Great. And if you guys haven't checked out Roberto's channel, he'll give you a lot more expert advice as well. A relaxing sleep. I got 9 subs. Can this give me at least 9 more? That's great. If you guys want, go check out Relaxing Sleep. His channel's not linked anymore, but I'll put it in the chat here for you. I hope I'm not promoting anything inappropriate there.
One can only hope.
Reading Ren, thanks for all the tips. They've really helped me improve my content. I've gone from a couple hundred to just under 1,000 subs. Wow, you're going to break that 1,000 pretty quickly. That's awesome, Reading Ren. Thank you. Good Knit Kisses, $20. What the heck? Wow, nice. No comment. Thank you so much, Good Knit Kisses. You guys, thank you so for your support and making it possible for me to take time out of everything else I was going to hang out and talk where we do a private live training where it's totally interactive. It's not like a live stream like this where you guys are in the chat. It's like you guys are in the video calls. We're all in the video call together talking. Roberto, what are you doing? you're donating too. I saw that. Yeah, wow. So patreon.com/video creators if you want to be a part of that community. It's awesome. Love those people over there. $2. Thanks for the info and helping my channel grow. You're welcome. Being Busy Mom. I'm a day one YouTube Red subscriber. YouTube TV is further making YouTube a video destination hub. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
100%.
Relaxing Sleep says still 9 subs. Come on, guys. So thank you, Relaxing Sleep. Lord Rye Gaming, will this put more emphasis on larger channels? It's a good question. We can come back to that. Diet Cola, here's a few more. FT. Improve and have fun. $5. Amazing collabo. You guys are doing great work. Love the podcast, Tim. Awesome. Glad it's helping you improv and have fun. Geek Dome
for charity and donate their super chat earnings to the charity and do a telethon and do like switch offs with have more guests come in. I'm interested to see what happens with something like that in the near future. Yeah,
I hope I'm not coming across as corny. I'm just blown away.
No, I think this is fun. I think people are enjoying it. I think people are having fun. And I think people are encouraged by the idea that since YouTube Live is accessible to the far majority of them, that maybe this is another way they do revenue. Yeah. Kevin the Dane. Thanks, Tim. I've grown from 28 to 190 subs in 2 weeks following advice from your channel. Thank you. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm glad I'm helpful for that, but that's also good hard work from you, obviously, as well. Mrs. Samantha, 2 of my heroes. You guys have been instrumental in my YouTube adventure. Oh, that's awesome. Both of us. So, Roberto, that's awesome. You too. Yeah, no, that's great.
Quadman's Land, shout out to my fellow creators. That's all you guys who are watching and listening to this. Teen Fought Aquatics, 1,500 subs in the last month. Thanks to both of you. Thank you. Elliot Scott Dating, more money. Thank you, $5. Melody Lane, she's also a patron. It's fun hanging out with her in those live calls and everything over there. $2. Thank you, Melody. And thank you, Melody, for being a moderator here on the chat and on this channel so consistently. I really do appreciate that. And then, of course, who's this guy, Roberto Blake? Says, let's get Tim $500 in super chat. Thank you for your $2. You're like paying me to be here now. So I guess that's a thing. Thank you.
I guess that's a thing.
Nerd Archery, $2. Ridiculous goal. Challenge accepted. Thank you. And Izzy Nombre with his community on his channel, he talked about how all people like you and me, Blake, who are helping people grow their YouTube audience, he did a video and I is like, your point, though I've made some criticism to the YouTube applies to that thread over on your channel, Izzy. So
yeah. I'll just pivot quite quietly to say that, like, I think it's the same as anybody who does a workout program or even gets a gym membership. It comes down to, are you going to put in the work or are you going to do it? Because at least when you and I give advice, it's replicable. And we've actually, because we do the coaching, we've seen it across multiple verticals.
Yeah.
So I think that is part of the key here. But I think it still comes down to.
Yeah. Cool, guys. Well, thank you so much. That is blows me away. I don't even know what that amounts to, but I'm sure it's more than I've ever made in any type of like hourly anything before. So
I'd imagine so. So I think we're in the hundreds at this point.
Yeah. So let's talk about in order to do this. So here's a feature we haven't talked about yet that YouTube said was going to be a part of this. Videos at the end of the television content. The only thing we really watch on television other than PBS Kids these days. And so let's say she's watched YouTube, or she watched Survivor live through YouTube television. And then reality show YouTube channel goes live right when Survivor's ends, and they discuss all the ins and outs and strategy and gameplay of the Survivor episode they just watched. My wife would never leave the TV. She would sit there and she would watch that. Or let's say you're there's a football game that was streamed, or someone watched on their desktop or watched the DVR recording of it later, and you have a sports channel, and then the next related video is going to be you giving like highlights, replays, thoughts, maybe not taking the copyrighted content, but talking about it in ways that is like you're making extremely related or something like that. Start live streaming. So I think there's going to be a big potential there.
Television reviewers,
they go right on.
Charlie Snyder from Emergency Awesome will probably end up with 10 million subscribers the first year. That's what's going to happen.
So you guys have been doing that.
And this expands BHD, I think. And I think if something like HGTV takes off, then I think Karen Cavett, since she also does HGTV Handmade for the DIY side, I think Laura from Laura DIY, I think that those channels, I think that based on the a la carte system, because one of the other things we didn't bring up, Tim, is that the bundle starts at $35, but you'll be able to add, pick and choose some a la carte channels to that.
Yeah.
I think with the Google AI, the artificial intelligence, and the YouTube algorithm working together on this, that it will identify high-performing niche channels based on watch time more than subscriber rate, but the two things have a correlation, of course.
Yeah.
And I think that will recommend some things based on a niche if you chose to pay for a unique channel or a unique type of content. Like I think if you watch sports stuff, that maybe you might get some of the sports and fitness channels and ultimate frisbee and things like that recommended to you based on that. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. It'll be interesting to see how that whole a la carte system works. Like maybe they'll start bundling like top vlogging channels together, and that could be like a paid subscription or something. I don't know. That might be a little bit weird, but I think there's like once people get used to spending money on YouTube, there's a lot of possibilities There's a lot of options that open up.
It's literally game changing. Like Daryl said in his video, like Philip DeFranco said in his video, game changer. There's so much that's going to open up.
Yeah. So last question, are you going to need better production skills, bigger budgets in order to compete with this as people become more and more used to professional content on YouTube, whether it's YouTube Red or YouTube TV? Is this going to make it harder and harder for new creators to enter the game? What do you think? And you guys in chat, answer the question too. I want to hear what you think.
Harder is relative. I think that, and I'm probably going to do a video on this soon, I think that roughly maybe if you wanted to take it super, super seriously and you wanted to have really nice production values, I think that you could do it for around 1,600. And by that, I'm meaning really aggressively, really good lights, a 4K video camera, and a really good prime lens. And a decent.
Talking a few $1,000s though, just to enter into this.
Not really. I'm talking about if you get something like, say, the Panasonic Lumix G7, and you get one of the really good prime lenses for it for about $200. That's still about only $800 of spending right there. You add a Rode VideoMic Pro or a Sennheiser MK E440 there, you're only just getting to $1,000 by color. So I think, which is still considered social media marketing.
YouTube TV is that the expectation of good content is becoming more and more of a thing. Like people are just, you know, if you're doing like shaky hand cam type of mobile stuff, like if you have a really strong human connection with your audience, that can work great. But I think there's a growing expectation. Expectation, not the right word, but like the quality of content, the bar for that is kind of growing and growing and growing. And especially for good audio, you know, that's like a requirement now.
I think the cost is going down though, because
yes.
I mean, you could use the Rode VideoMic Me for $60, and the audio on that, we both experienced it. It's tremendous.
Yeah. So I think it is going to make an impact. I don't know how much and how quickly it will, but I see that's already been like Casey Neistat's storytelling ability and production quality and personality. All three of those things are so enticing that like set him above the rest really quickly. Now, I'm not saying that just if you have a great personality, good production quality, and good storytelling ability, that your channel will automatically grow. But it really really helps, right?
You reviewed the basics of his setup, and I think the higher threshold of that still only came out to about maybe $2,000, $2,500, which sounds like
He knows how to use his gear, though. That's the thing. Like, he doesn't just put it all on auto and then think that the gear is going to make it high quality. That's not necessarily true.
But you could learn that with either there are online courses for it. There are definitely YouTube channels for it. DSLR Video Shooter, DSLR Video Guide immediately come to mind. Jared Polin has, like, I think a $99 guide, the Fronos Photo Guide to DSLR video. And that actually, I actually bought that even though I knew, because it taught me how to use a slider better. So I bought it, if nothing else, just to get the best investment out of the slider I already bought. Yeah. And the crane that I'm getting ready to buy for $200. So I think that there's a affordable threshold if you plan it out budget-wise for, say, 6 months instead of all up front of I buy this, I buy this, I buy this. All of a sudden, you're breaking it into manageable bites expense-wise, and I think that could be a thing.
Yeah. The Purple Alphabet. Hi, Christina. She says, the best productions have quality that the viewer doesn't even realize is happening. That's exactly right. Like, that's totally it. So let me see what you guys think. Let me scroll back here in the chat. Did anyone give any comments? They think it's going to be, here we go. Let's see here. Yes, MCB. Yes, better quality and more thought should go into the content. Yes, Diet Cola FTW. Harder, depends on your genre. Let's see here. Gaming channels are not hard at all. That's, I guess that's true. That's a really high, depending on if you're doing tutorials and educational type content or just streaming, that's a high relational value where people feel like they're hanging out with you and that better human connection.
Personality is a talent. People don't realize that.
Yeah. End Time Survivors. I don't think amateur quality videos will stop being popular. It's the you in YouTube that makes it successful. And yeah, if you can get that human connection, like that's what people really like, and that will go really far away. Let's see here. Anything else? I think, okay, Look Now TV. It's going to get harder, in my opinion, with or without big production skills. Big money enters the game and everything changes. Yeah.
I disagree because we see startups and people with no money disrupt markets every single day, literally. But if you're not in startup culture in that world, then you may not realize that. And we see small YouTubers come out of the ether and crush people who have been around in the game for 6 and 7 years. Like, we have friends who have done that. We have friends like Sunny Larduzzi has been doing YouTube for like maybe 2 years. She's almost up to 100,000 subscribers. She wasn't even like new to the niche of talking social media. And she surpassed people who have been doing it for 5 years on this platform. Gary Vaynerchuk was a relative unknown for, outside of the Wine Library TV community when he started over with his channel. He did 300 videos over the course of 7 years and never broke 20,000 subscribers. He went hard on content. And over the last 2 years alone, he is now at about 500,000. And last year, he had less subscribers than I currently have and than you currently have. So it can be done, people. It can be done.
Yeah.
Me and Tim are here to help.
Your driver, Mike, he says no, because there's going to be an audience that wants the more personal connection to the content and the creator. Some market share lost to professional content for me, but I want the personality. I wonder, like with this television content, if like what if the celebrity in the content starts live streaming on YouTube after their show is over, like the Survivor guests start live. I wonder what would happen. That's something.
You know who will do it though, because he's a YouTuber now? The Rock will do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he's one of us now.
Yeah, Darkmere Gaming says yes, better quality, not to compete with YouTube, but to compete with the other people trying to compete with television. Raw Fires, content will be king or the key for smaller channels to grow. Of course. So yeah, a lot of good comments from you guys there. Glad you guys are thinking about
Don't
this.
underestimate strategy though. Look at what the television channels are doing. They're coming to YouTube because YouTube is the future. So work backwards, analyze what makes a good show, study that, study the production values, study filmmaking a little bit, break some of that down and apply it to what you're doing on your channel.
Yeah, cool. Let's do a commercial break here for the Super Chats. Blake Kirby, it's been a 7-year journey, but I'm about to crest 25,000 subscribers. Thank you, Tim, for your help to smaller channels. Congratulations, Blake. That's awesome. 25. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people.
Last round to get into the Super Chat, people. Last round to get into the Super Chat.
Banshee Moon, $10. Thank you, or wishing you both all the best. Thanks for all your help. You're welcome, Banshee Moon. Love in London, past 15,000 subscribers. Thanks to you. You're welcome. Thank you for the £3. That's awesome. D Lovely Life, thank you so much for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers recently. Man, you guys are killing it. I'm so proud of you guys. Congratulations, D Lovely Life. That's awesome. Good for you. MCB, I love what you guys do. I'm so close to getting my channel name. Thanks to you and Daryl. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you for the $5, MCB. You check out Roberto Blake's channel, linked up below, or interactive card as well. He'll help you get there also. Let's see, Able Family Life. We're working our way to 1,000 subs with all your advice and your Accelerate Your Channel Growth course. Thanks. You're welcome. Yeah, that course, like, it looks like you're a family vlogging channel, and if that's true, that course would work great because family vloggers can grow so fast with good collaborations and knowing how to reach out to influencers and get other people's audiences to care about their channel even before they even go and check it out. So glad that's been helpful for you. Ariel Cintron, that's how you say that, I think. Thank you so much for your videos. I have learned so much from your content to make my channel successful. You're welcome. Thank you so much for the $5. The Fun Vlogging Introvert. I like that channel name. That sounds fun. The Fun Vlogging. Most vloggers are introverts, ironically. There's a reason why they talk better to cameras than to real people. Not always true, of course, but I'm definitely introverted. I have already burned through my work quota for today, so if this is done, I'm gonna be like, facial muscles, relax. You know. Let's see. Hi, Tim. Extremely great information as always. Can you show us how you set up your live streams like this? I like how you have the chat up on the left. So quick explanation is I'm using Wirecast to do all this, and I'm just screen capturing me and Roberto in a Zoom conference call and on one screen, and then I'm overlaying that by using by also screen capturing the live chat from you guys and putting that then to the left of us so that we're all kind of here together. Relaxing Sleep, thank you again. Man, that's like your third donation. Thank you so much. And then 2 CJs, $5. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Really appreciate you guys supporting this. So thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I don't even know what to say. Mostly because I'm an introvert and I burned through my work quota. But no, seriously, you guys are so awesome. So I really hope this has been helpful for you guys. Go check out Roberto. Looking forward to all you guys who watch the replay of this to seeing your comments in the description here, or in the, not description, your comments down below and interacting with you guys about that. And if this is your first time here at Video Creators, you should subscribe here because this channel is all about helping you guys grow your YouTube audience. You can spread a message that reaches people, impacts their lives, and in this case with you guys, earn some money that makes this sustainable for me. The Fun Vlogging Introvert, $2. Thanks for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers, by the way. You're welcome. It's awesome. Congratulations. See, the introverted vlogging is working out. Relaxing Sleep, another $10, or I guess that's like closer to $1. I'm not sure what the conversion on that works out, but it's blue, so that must be like around. We can get way deeper into stuff. So search iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher for Video Creators. You'll find it. New episodes every Tuesday. And we'll look forward to hanging out with you guys there. And thank you again, all of you, so much for your support. It really does mean a lot. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a video. It's going to show you how to enable desktop notifications for subscriptions so that you can help your subscribers get notified when you upload new videos and other ways besides mobile push devices and stuff like that. So that's coming up tomorrow, and I will see you guys then. See ya. Bye. Oh, hold on. We're not going to get. I got to go over to the live control room and hit stop. Sorry. It's such a letdown. You're still here, aren't you? Okay. Now we're going. Bye, guys.